Let's see another example. In this example, 8 years ago, a new machine that cost 8 million was purchased, and an additional 510,000 was required for installation. The machine was to be linearly depreciated to zero over 30 years. That means the method of depreciation is straight line method, and the company had just sold the machine for 4.8 million, and its marginal tax rate is 25%. Given all this information, what is the after-tax cash flow from salvage value? So in order to help you this problem, I have already listed the information from this problem. So here the machine cost is 8 million, right? And the installation cost is 510,000, and method of depreciation is straight line, and life of the machine in years is 30 years, and selling price is 4.8 million, marginal tax rate is 25%, and the question is asking what is the cash flow from salvage value. So in order to know cash flow from salvage value, we must know how we compute cash flow from salvage value. And here's a formula that you can also find in my slide or in the textbook. This is how you compute the cash flow from salvage value. So the first line here, the cash flow from salvage value is always equals to selling price minus the tax rate times the selling price minus the book value. And in order to compute the cash flow from salvage value, we have most of the information here, like selling price is given, tax rate is given, but book value is not given. Therefore, we need to compute the book value. And what is book value? Book value is basically the total cost of the machine minus the cumulative or accumulative depreciation. So in order to compute book value, now let's see how we do that. Let's compute first the book value, right? So let's compute book value. In order to compute book value, first we need to know total or initial book value. So total cost or initial book value, which would be simply the cost of machine plus the installation cost. So that would give me the total cost or initial book value. So now we need to compute the cumulative depreciation, meaning the machine was purchased and used for 8 years, and during that 8 years that there was a depreciation. How much was total depreciation over 8 years? That we have to compute. In order to compute total depreciation for 8 years, we need to compute annual depreciation, right? So annual depreciation is always equals to the total cost of the machine, which is the 8.5 million, over the life of the machine, which is 30 years. So that means the annual depreciation is 283,666.67. So now we can compute cumulative depreciation, and which would be the machine was used for 8 years and annual depreciation was 283,666.67. So you have to multiply this guy by 8. So that gives us the cumulative depreciation. So once you have the cumulative depreciation, and now you can compute the book value. So therefore book value is going to be simply your initial cost minus the cumulative depreciation, and that gives us the book value, right? Okay, so now we have book value. Once you have book value, and you can simply compute cash flow from salvage, and I'm going to compute here. So cash flow from salvage value, that is going to be equals to, look at the formula, the selling price, right? The selling price is 4.8 million minus the tax rate 25% times, and in the bracket I can write the selling price, which is 4.8 million, right, minus the book value. So by doing this, you can compute the cash flow from salvage, and I can show you the formula text here, formula text right here, and I can also put that in a dollar sign, and that is the cash flow from salvage value. I hope it makes sense. Thank you.